every love story eventually, ends in loss, in tragedy. So like this feeling of love at the end, there's always going to be tragedy, even if it's the most amazing lifelong love with another human being. One of you is going to die. The sense that it's finite, the sense that it's going to end in a low, that gives like richness to those kind of evenings when you realize this fucking thing ends. This thing ends. Gives some kind of deep pleasure.
So I just picked up our marriage license, and today we also made the decision to cancel our destination wedding because of COVID and the new variant. We've also heard stories from other friends where even though they're technically allowed to travel, on their way back to Canada, they had actually tested positive. They basically got stuck in that other country and they had to pay all this extra money, stay at the hotel for an extra 2 weeks. It's just kind of a risk and a headache that we don't really want to put all of our guests through. So, I don't know.
Someone once asked us, like, why bother getting married? Isn't that an old school mentality? Like, what's the point anymore? And honestly, that's exactly the way I used to think. I swear I thought I would never get married in this life. I thought even if I found someone that I loved, we can just be together. We don't have to go through all that weird, archaic ritual of exchanging rings and shit. But after actually getting married now and going through that process, I think it did a lot of good for me. Me as in a child of divorce and a girl that grew up without a father, I grew up longing for all these things that were quote-unquote normal, like a complete family. I remember this particular incident where I was at a friend's birthday party, and her father had made this extravagant meal for us. And at one point he said it was for his princess. I felt this inexplicable jealousy. I even had to hide out at one point to cry. I was mortified because I realized I was being that girl that made someone else's special moment about her. But I was upset because I knew that was exactly the thing I would never get to experience. And now I realize that I allowed it to define me in too many ways. When you're a kid, it's not easy to understand why other people might have things that you don't. At some point, I got it in my head that I just wasn't worth it. When I grew up a bit, I found it necessary to harden myself. And my mindset started to change from, I don't deserve these things, to, these things aren't worth having anyways. Like, fuck love, fuck a family, I'm gonna make it out this bitch on my own. That's how I thought. And that's not an easy life to live either, I was such a bitter person that even when love was at my doorstep, I couldn't recognize it. When we first met, love was a fairy tale that I couldn't afford to believe in. It's hard to ask someone to trust something that she watched fall apart growing up. And somehow, he understood that. He'd been through some stuff too. Except he emerged from his hardships with the exact opposite mentality as I did. He came out of it with positivity, the desire to love even more. If I was a dark cloud, he was sunshine. Eventually, I came to understand his perspective, and when I did, I knew I had to make a pact with my bitter heart to let go of the past so that we may have a chance at enjoying the present. And when I did that, I realized the universe may always be cruel, but now I had a partner in it. From then on, everything changed. I found myself saying no to things that I thought I had to tolerate. I quit my dead-end job, and I started saying yes to things I've always secretly wanted, but felt unworthy of. So when it came to love, I said yes.
Fuck yeah.
This is my wife. Whose wife? My wife.
You have to take the whole cover up. Oh, you have to twist it, babe. It doesn't go like that.
Not like the movies?
No.
Oh, I got it. Ready?
You straight up.